Folks, welcome back to Jerome Bee Farm Homestead. So it's been quite a while since I shot a video. It's been a couple weeks. We had the ice storm and I've been spending a lot of time cleaning that up. And in the meantime, Maggie here went into the hospital. She had a torn ACL that she tore late summer, and we had it checked out and they figured out that's what it was. So she had surgery to repair her torn ACL. And I'll show you a little bit of her walking around right here. So Maggie here is 10 days post-op, having ACL surgery. Yeah. So they did a really invasive surgery on her leg. They actually take the bone and cut it and rotate it. So you can see her scar right here. So she's favoring this leg. She don't put much weight on it, which she's not supposed to, but she will walk on it. Yeah. But we keep her on a leash when she's outside and don't let her run, or in case something shows up or she wants to chase a squirrel. She's not supposed to run. You can see where they shaved her. So also, when they were in there checking her out, they found out that her other leg that she wasn't limping on had a torn ACL as well on her back right leg. So we're hoping that heals okay on its own. But she's 10 days post-op now and doing well. So we get her out here. We keep her on a leash so she can't run or chase anything. But you can see she's doing pretty good. So I thought I'd shoot it here in front of this sweet gum tree. Got the nice red foliage, and we've been spending most of our time cleaning up around the area, and also helping my mom and dad with their place and my aunt at her place that's over east of here. So been spending a lot of time just cleaning up, and I'm gonna walk around and show you a little bit what we got going on here, the cleanup process, what we got going on down in the garden, and I'll circle over by the beehives and show you what's going on over there. So let's get going. So this area down here, I've already got through it, so you could not even pass through here before. It was just completely full of tree limbs down out of all these trees, and you can see where I've cut up a bunch of the big stuff. I wound up taking that big tree, it's dead, but I took it out right there, so that's why there's all those big logs. So what I've been doing is I will bring my tractor in here and I will take my chainsaw and loppers, and I'll cut off all the small twigs and stuff out of the tree and put that in the front end loader. Stuff like this right here, I'll load that up and I'll take it and dump it straight into the fire pit, and it'll burn right off. And then I keep this stuff that's like about 1 inch to 3 inches, and I'll save all of that. And then what's big enough for firewood, I'll cut it into firewood size sticks and set it aside. So you can see I've got quite a bit of stuff here. So this will go into the wood chipper. So and I got piles of it, you know, all up down through here. There's some way down there. But I'll show you what it looks like before I got to it. Up here at the other end of this little road here. So here's good examples of limbs that are busted off. See that up there? I don't know where that looks like it came from, right up there. But yeah, there's these big limbs all over the place. There's one right there that just got ripped off of that tree. Yeah, it looks like it came from right there. So there's a lot of those that are just hangers that I can't get to. So here's what I'm dealing with. This is what it looks like before I've done anything. So see how many limbs are down. Actually, I did get up into here a little ways, but this is what I got to clean up. The big old limb there going all the way back up here. Man, look at this big oak tree right here, and it's snapped off right there. Huge limb back in here. That's a oak tree. So this is the top of that tree right there. All that's gonna be dead, so all that needs cleaned out. And all this right in here. Yeah. Tops of the trees are all busted off. It's just a mess. This here will take me at least a day to get this cleared out in here, just so we can pass through here and drive the tractor through it. Yeah, so here's a good shot looking the other direction. So see that tree right there? It didn't break limbs off, but it got so heavy and the roots, the ground got soft, so it just fell over. So I'm gonna have to take this tree completely out. See where the root ball's pulling up out of the ground. So that's gonna be a little scary cutting that down. One of those Widowmaker jobs. So let's go here into the barn, and I want to show you something new I got that helps with the composting. So this hooks onto the lawn tractor, and I drag it around, and when I mow up around the house, I'll pick up the green grass clippings and I'll put them in the compost. And this fall, I take it down by the old barn and out in that area down there and pick up leaves and sprinkle a little dirt on those and compost those. And man, it really works good. I picked this up at Tractor Supply on the Veterans Day sale. I think it was $2.99, something like that, but it's bigger than most, and it's a little heavier duty than some of the other ones you'll see, so I'm pretty happy with it. Some of you will be happy to see that I bought some chainsaw chaps to protect my legs, and I like them. They fit good. These are Husqvarna's, but man, they're hot. So if you're out there in more than a 60-degree day, they make you really hot. That's my big saw with the 24-inch bar, 60cc Husqvarna. Some little green works. All right, let's get on down here by the compost area and the garden, and show you what's going on there. Yeah, so we got the gorilla cart all loaded up with saws and whatnot. So there's my Tanaka weed eater with the circular saw blade, and man, that thing is awesome. It goes through probably 2-inch limbs just like butter. And got my little Husqvarna out here, and the pole saw. This pole saw is great. It's a Greenworks 40 volt, and it reaches pretty high. I bought an extra piece that goes in the middle, so it's extra long now. So I bet it'll reach 10-11 feet, maybe more than that. But they say you're not supposed to do that, but I did it anyway. All right, let's get down here to the compost. So here's Bunch of limbs I brought over here to be run through the chipper. So most that's like 1 inch up to 3 inches. My chipper will do 4 inches, but that's kind of pushing it. You bust a lot of shear pins when you do that. So I got a pretty good pile of wood chips going already. So when I started using it, I ran the whole limb through all the way out to the end, and I noticed I got a lot of these twigs in there. It doesn't break up these little twigs, it just shoots them through. So there's a bunch of them right there. So that's why I started lopping off those twigs and just going with the big part of the limbs right there. It makes a lot nicer wood chips, and that's what's all back here. So you see back here, there's no little twiggy stuff in here. It's all just nice big wood chips. So this will be good mulch using the flower beds, garden, dressing around trees, whatever. So today what I'm going to do later on is I'm going to move some of this dirt, and I'm going to dig this out here and make this a little bit wider, so I'll have a bigger pile of wood chips, because as you can see I got a lot to do, and these are piled up all over the property where I've been working on it. So this pile right here, this is 3-year-old dirt that started out looking like that, and now it's a lot darker and richer. I've been mixing leaves in with it, and here's my pile that I've been putting the leaves in, and when I put the leaves on there, I'll get this dirt over here and I'll sprinkle a little bit on top. So this is going to be some really good stuff. Also got some stuff from my parents where my dad mowed over after we cleaned up all their tree limbs. He got all these leaves in there and they're mulched up pretty good. So this is going to be some really good, nice, rich stuff, and it's going to work its way on down. And this one right here, this is a this compost hopefully is heating up inside and is aerobic. So it's got a lot of the green grass from up at the house when I mowed. It's got a lot of garden waste that's green. As you can see, there's onions growing in there now. And also it has a chicken coop clean out. So this has green stuff and nitrogen. So this should be aerobic and working inside. I need to get my thermometer out here and stick in there and check it out and see how warm it is. Check out this bug. Yeah, so we've got some onions growing here. We had some onions that I had stored that were rotten, and threw them out here. Looks like they're trying to grow now. All right, let's go up to the garden real quick and I'll show you what we got growing there. Yes, so we had quite a bit of rain with that ice. I haven't emptied this out. And all that cardinal vine is dead now. Gonna have to clean that off. Once it dries up, it breaks real easy, and it's easy to get off of there. So in here, I got some little individual spinach plants growing. I just seeded randomly. But I seeded all this right before the ice storm, and I was afraid that that was gonna kill everything, but it set it back, but it didn't kill it. So we've got some greens growing in here. Okay, this time I made a list of all the greens I've got, because most of the time I can't remember what it is. So we've got Savoy spinach, Napoli carrots, kale, bay leaf lettuce, green star lettuce, Salanavera lettuce and coastline lettuce. And here's our carrots in this area right here. This is cilantro that's still growing. And this is all dead marigolds, and this is where the tomatoes were. Picked probably about 5 gallons of tomatoes, green tomatoes, before the ice storm. And there's some more of this is a spinach and some more varieties of lettuce. That's all spinach right there. And this all came up right before the ice storm, and the ice didn't slow it down, seemed to. There's 3 garlic plants right there. And we had some of this volunteer stuff come up. This is Asian greens, and we really like that, so we're going to try and buy some more of that. Look at this one, man. It's big, and this stuff grows when it's it'll grow in the snow even. It's real cold hardy, and it tastes good, and the chickens like it. That's a Chinook helicopter flying over. It's up in the clouds. You can just barely see it. That big old dual bladed cargo helicopter just went over. But a lot of greens in here and cover crop. And that's where it ended right there. This here didn't get anything done to it, so we got to clean all that out. And this is the other side of where the tomatoes were. Last year I had little tunnels built on these two, and I didn't do that this year. That was the pole beans. So we need to clean the garden out. So the chicken's been doing good, but the hawk fence is completely torn down. There's nothing covering this area out here anymore. It got ripped down with the ice. There's a little bit hanging right there. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's all torn down. Here's some here. I'm thinking I might just take some more ropes like this and just string out and put those little fluorescent pink and yellow streamers hanging off of them to deter the hawks. But instead of hanging that net up again, because man, that net is hard to deal with. I was able to save it out here, so we've got it right here, and it's being held up by these cross cords and these T-posts. But we've got this net here. I don't know if the video picks that up, but out in this area right here. So the old net that's gone still got the bluff on the hawks, I guess, so they can't tell if it's there or not. That's so I got them some comfrey there. They like green stuff. May try and move this coop since the net's all torn down. So that's what was keeping me from moving it before. But get them on some fresh grass. I was thinking about maybe moving it down there and put this electric fence so the chickens would kind of be to the back of the garden, and they would protect the garden from bugs getting in from that side anyway. Just a thought. So that coop's on a trailer. It's a mobile chicken coop. It was designed to be moved around, kind of like a giant chicken tractor, but it's a coop. All right, let's head on down by the bees. So last weekend we got cleared out up here by the big cedar, and all down through here, got all this picked up. My dad and the uncle came down and helped me. So you can see, here's some of the limbs from all that. And we pulled a few trees out of here. Still got work to do back here. There's one busted. So a big old walnut tree down in here. that about got done in from the last ice storm got taken out again. So that's it right there. So this is from the last ice storm in 2000. I left it laying there. So we've got tree still bent over. That's the top of the walnuts just snapped off and laying here. Big branches there, and there was big branches down in here. I worked on this a little bit last night after work, cleaning this up, and I was able to finally get down to the game cameras. So you could not even see through here. This was just a wall of brush from limbs that were falling down here. Felon? Is that that's like someone that's been arrested. So the log right there, all the game camera shots right there, the camera is right there, and the camera I call the rover is right here, looking up this little game trail right here. That put a new salt block down there. I don't know if you can see the white. There's a new salt block down there on camera 2. That's camera 3, that's the rover, and camera 4 is back down that way. Camera 1's over the hill on the other side. And I need to get some more Browning game cameras. They're not cheap though, that's why I don't have a bunch. But camera 1 and the rover camera there, they're not very good quality videos. So it's about 55 degrees out. Bees are flying a little bit. So this is the big dead elm tree down here. So I just went ahead and took it out. I left the stump sitting there. I didn't want to mess with the stump. I just wanted to get it all taken down. So there's some of the wood from it. The big stuff I've already taken over to the wood pile. You can see what we had going here. And then this big old cedar tree. So it had 3 more shoots going out this direction. And I saved the logs from them. Those are big. So my wife has plans for me to do something with those. I think she said something about a swing. I don't know. But still got some work to do here on this trunk. You can see where it just blew apart there. But I still got to cut. I did some cutting on this. I couldn't quite get it out. I just gave up. So I figured while I had helpers here, I'd work on the cedar tree and not mess with that. But I can do that on my own and then drag it out of there with the tractor. But yeah, so we burned all the cedar foliage off of all these, and it was a half a day job just to do that, and this cedar tree, and then pick up along down there. So the beehives, what have we got going on here? So if you remember hive 15 right there, that's the one that had the heavy mite load, and I was giving it another round of oxalic acid treatment, and I made it to round 2, and that's when the ice storm hit. Let's see what's going on in hive 15. So we got bees coming and going. So this hive had a huge mite load, and I didn't get done with the second round, or the third and the fourth round of oxalic acid treatments. But it's probably doing pretty good. Let's pull out this bottom board and let's see if we can see our mite load or our mite drop. So yeah, I see a bunch of mites on here. So mites are going to be a little red disc looking thing. This other stuff is just things that fall out of the hive. I see quite a few on here, but not as many as I thought I would see with those extra treatments. These black things are small hive beetles. I'm glad to see those dead too. So I need to get down here and hit this a few more times with some oxalic acid, and I'm thinking I'm just going to hit every hive one more time at least and take care of our mites. So here's the burn pit where I'll pull the tractor in here from this direction or that direction depending on if the wind's from the north or south. And I stacked these up on here because I didn't want them to catch fire. I still had hot coals in here after 3 days, and I was putting some brush on there and it was catching fire, but that day we were in a fire alert, and actually there was a huge grass fire to the south of here, and it stopped a mile before it got here. They were able to get it stopped, but man, the air was full of smoke, and it was a pretty bad deal. It was on the news. So here's the wood I've got stacked up so far just from this ice storm, and then here's all the big logs I got out of that elm tree. I scooped that one up with the tractor. I didn't try and pick it up. So let me show you my chipper that I've been talking about. Okay, here it is. It's kind of in the shadows, but I'm going to do a video on just this chipper. It's a BX42S, and it's PTO driven off the tractor, and it'll do 4-inch chips or 4-inch limbs. Shoots it out this little chute right here, and man, it's a beast. It's awesome. It does a very good job. I've only clogged it one time, so if you run a lot of green wood in it and it has leaves, it tends to clog, so you got to be careful. But if you're just running straight limbs in it, it doesn't clog at all, and man, it just shoots them out and eats them like a beast. But you have to be careful. You put too big of ones in there and you'll wind up shearing off your shear pin down here, which I learned I had to get I bought a whole handful of those. I also learned to quit putting up to 4 inches in there, and I went down to 3 inches, and I haven't busted one since I've been doing that. So it's awesome, man. I love it. It's really great, and it gives us wood chips that we can use for composting and whatever. This is my tractor. It's a LS G3033. This was before they did the diesel exhaust fluid modifications to all the engines, so it doesn't have that on it, which is great. It's a let's see, a 3-speed, high, medium, and low here, and it has a 4-speed transmission and a high, medium, low here, and a shuttle shift forward and reverse. This is an awesome little tractor, man. I love it. That pond I have, I dug that with this, the front end loader and the box blade. Over here we've got some blackberries. So that'll be producing berries next year. So another project I got on the horizon is a drip watering system. So I'm on the list for a guy that drills wells, and we're going to try and get a well drilled so I can water and not have I had 2 bills this year that were over $400 for watering, city water, and that's not cool. So a water well will pay for itself pretty darn quick. Well, that's all I have for you in this update. A lot of talking and not much action. I'm sorry. That is what it is. And not a lot of stuff to do in the bee yard with winter here. And I've been tied up just knocking out, picking up trees. I haven't even started on the trails in the woods. I haven't even looked at them, except the ones down in here where I had the game cameras. I was able to get through there and clear some of that out, but that's probably what I'm going to be doing most of the winter, is cleaning up all this stuff. I just got to do a lot of picking up now, the stuff that I cut. There's a few limbs that are hanging over the beehives I need to get out of there. I need to put up the fence for the skunks to keep them out of the bees. They'll be in there before long. And I got a few limbs I got to clear out before I can put that fence up. So that is it. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. I didn't forget about y'all. I need to get a video out, but subscribe if you haven't, and we'll catch you on the next beekeeping video, or video, not just beekeeping. But we'll catch you later. Y'all take care.